Welcome to the Red Light District. My name is Fomotion and today we're gonna take a look at the crypto market. I'm fucking around, of course. Like the video already if you like the video. Today we're gonna dive into some comments that you guys gave on the channel once again. Sometimes I'd like to do that to interact with you guys, and I would like to show where, in my opinion, Bitcoin is headed. I got an insane algorithm by Steady Stack that we can use a lot for trading, and I would already love to mention that the private Discord is going on and live pretty soon. So I'm opening up a Patreon. There's a lot of work in there, and I will make a video soon of what you are getting with that Patreon, because there's years of work into this and you're gonna know everything that I know and more. It's gonna be really helpful to you, I swear. Now, first, Bitcoin is having a little pullback right here. And what's quite interesting is that this small pump of Bitcoin right here, so we were ranging a little bit between 29.5 and 29, give or take. We had a pullback. We bounced up again. That made sure that the Bitcoin dominance went up. Now Bitcoin went down, but the Bitcoin dominance stayed there. This is interesting. Altcoins are getting shaken off of their support again, if there is still any support left for altcoins, which is quite interesting to see. So the Bitcoin dominance is in a short-term uptrend right now, while Bitcoin is in a short-term downtrend. Now, that's quite concerning for alts. So before we dive into the comments, if I now take a look at the total 3 and we remove this real quick and we take a look at the bull market support band on the weekly, you see that the altcoin market has now broken a couple of key support levels. One is this diagonal line right here. The altcoin market was in a little bit of a short-term uptrend since middle of June. We hold support here, here, and now we finally broke that. On the weekly, you can see the bull market support band. We got rejected off of that again. And now basically only what's left for the altcoin market is this horizontal right here, where you have these little fake outs, where you see that we occasionally get some support, but I must say that's not really that strong. By the way, I just saw a pretty interesting tweet from Becker popping up just a minute ago, and I would like to go over it in this video as well, because I wanted to talk about crypto gaming and some good buys and some bad buys. I don't even know what he said exactly, so let's take a look at that later. But it's always a different or an interesting take what he has on the crypto market. But back to my main point, you see all these wicks right here, and even this little resistance, so you can basically take this whole area right here. That's kind of where the altcoin market is right now. This is an important place, anywhere between where we are right now and, well, not a lot of room, to be honest, like maybe 1 or 2% lower. If we break that, then the altcoin market could definitely go down, and then the question is where we could go. I think a lot lower than where we are right now. So basically 10% lower, give or take. And you have to understand, this includes stable coins, okay? This is the total 3. It's everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum. So also USDT, BUSD, etc. So altcoins, I am a little cautious still, but that's a very good thing, because then you can at least you know, get the best entries. Now if you look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, my Picasso drawings are all over the place again, but you'll see that the trend is very much down. And although we had a little pump right here, right, the XRP pump, yeah, it's been, you know, this was the great XRP case. Well, yeah, I don't know. If you look at this chart, then that doesn't really chart-wise goes down in history books, right? So I said it before, but it makes me wonder, like, you know, what does it take for the altcoin market to really go up? Well, news isn't, right? At least not that kind of news. I think it's just the market has to get oversold, and the market isn't really oversold right now. This is oversold. This is getting sold. So yeah, let's dive into a couple of comments. Nothing wrong with accumulating now when alts are down 95% on the all-time high. It depends it depends on your risk and reward. I've showed this before, and this is a thing that people say a lot, right? Nothing wrong with dollar costing. Now altcoins are down so much. Again, if we look at ADA, a previous bear market survivor, it went down 80%. Right, people said the same thing, but from that went down another 80%. Well, people will absolutely have said the same thing, right? But from that went down another 84%. That something is down 90 or 95% doesn't mean it's a good buy necessarily. If you now look at Hex, for example, it came from 50 cents, right? So if we take it above around like 50 cents, you know, it came down 90%. People thought like, oh, it's a good buy. It's now still, it's 9 times as low from that point. So if you see an altcoin now, and I don't know which altcoin, right? I don't know what you like to buy, but let me go with something that most people quite like, right? Gala, for example. If you look at Gala, it's now down, well, here, 95% from its all-time high. It doesn't mean that it can't go down another 80%. Right? It happened before, and it's definitely not that you go down 95%, so you can only go down another 5% from there. That has no end. That can go on forever. You will never hit zero. So yeah, and on the other hand, if you feel like, man, you know what, I have a little FOMO for some projects, and I am very convinced that they will go back to their all-time high, or at least higher than where they are right now. Of course, I'm not saying you should not dollar cost, but I am saying so far charts show us that you will get way better entries, right? I mean, Gala on its Bitcoin pair, yeah, just made a low not too long ago, right? Why all of a sudden will now be the best time, right? That's what you could have thought about every low so far. Do you think Xen will do well in the bull market? Lots of eyes on it. I never keep up with Xen. I knew about the hype back in the day. I don't see and feel and hear about that same kind of hype anymore. That's one. Maybe if I dive into the Xen community, I will still feel it. But then again, if I purely look at the chart, you know, the chart at least shows me don't buy it right now. Like this chart is down only, right? It had a big bounce, but it's only because it fell like completely, basically. It fell 99.94%, right? Then, of course, the bounce is pretty big as well. But still, although this bounce that everybody got excited about, it's now back here. So, you know, it might do well, but it doesn't mean it will go down. It won't go down first, like very hard before it will. But I don't know. I don't know what Xen does. So I am not maybe the right person to ask about that. I can't watch someone who changes, this is about the crypto bent video. I can't watch someone who changes the wording of the people they are trying to quote. I for sure won't be watching me. Dude obviously can't be respected. Build your channel and okay. Okay, yeah, I don't know what you mean, bro. Yeah, in this video, this crypto banter is lying to you. It's a very bold comment, I know that. But I kind of hate that, because these crypto channels make people getting wrecked in crypto. And if you do not know about crypto, don't start a channel just because you know that you can make money off of it, right? That's the whole thing. Crypto banter in this particular case, I'm not made that short video to bash them or hate on them or whatever. Nobody gives a shit what I think, but I do find it very concerning that they're all supposed to be experts and all this and that. And these levels and here as well, they all make videos, bull market, alt season. Well, the chart is like, you don't have to be a professional to see that it's absolutely not the case, right? And as you can see, we are now down here again. And a lot of people, new people especially, they listen to banter and they bought a load bag of altcoins right here. And they're now here, right? And it doesn't mean that they, I mean, you know, hold on and you will probably end up well. But still, it's like they don't know what they're talking about. And yeah, then they can say like, well, yeah, but it's not financial advice. Yeah, great. But still, a lot of people listen to you. You know that. You have a big YouTube channel. You should take some responsibility. And I kind of feel disgraced by that. People don't do that sometimes. For altcoins you should not buy. So if it's going down, then it's not going to make it in the next bull run. This video was about Cake, Hex, Xen, and Moonbeam. I don't know if they're going to make it into the next bull run, but that's the problem. Nobody does, right? And these particular altcoins that I showed, like Xen, for example, new lows only down, you know, Hex, new lows only going down, Cake, Moonbeam as well. Therefore, these altcoins are super high risk, especially now, right? Because it's only going down, so there is no good buy. There is not the point yet that you can look at the chart and be like, okay, now it's a good time to buy. Now it's a good time to definitely not buy. Just wait, see if it survives in the first place, and then when it really, you know, consolidates, then maybe buy it. In my opinion. Okay, let me check. Does anyone tell you you look like the guy that kills John Wick's dog? Yeah, man. I had that comment once before on the channel, and that dude got like 100 likes on his comment. So a lot of people agree, I guess. I decided to cut my hair, but it didn't help. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment. It was an ugly Russian dude, like, but yeah, thanks, I guess. I keep waiting for alts, for 20-30% drop for alts to enter, but there is no dip. There's a dip all the time, dude. What are you talking about? Look, this is the altcoin market. What, there is no dip? It's only dipping, right? This was the hard crash. Now it's still in a downtrend. Maybe you look at some lower time frames, right? And you look like the last couple of days, oh, like there's no dip. That's the thing with crypto. I don't even look at daily charts, really. I don't give a shit. I don't look at that because I don't want to look back in a couple of months and regret something that I decided to do over the shorter term. But the altcoin market, it is in a dip all the time, right? Lower highs all the single time. And that we get these bounces occasionally, right? Here a bounce, here a bounce, here a bounce, here a bounce, doesn't mean that the trend is not down. So yeah, yeah, I said this, and this is true. Crypto is here to shake you out of that shit. They take your money, your hopes, your dreams, your belief, and your will to live. And unfortunately for a lot of people, that is the case. I joked about it, but still. And everything, and only then you feel like, fuck it. And when you get the opportunity, you don't want to take it anymore. That's really what it is, right? Everybody thinks crypto is easy, right? Ah, fuck everybody, I'm buying the dip. You know when you should buy the dip? When you don't want to buy the dip anymore. That's when you want. That's when you need to do it. When you really have, not when you look at the chart and feel like, ah, yeah, it looks like nobody wants it anymore. Now I buy it. No, you still want it, right? So it's not time yet. That's the thing. I think there will be a point in crypto, especially in the alt market. I do think that the belief in Bitcoin will never go away. It's only getting stronger. But in the alt market, that people look at it and feel like, man, fuck it. I don't know what's going on with altcoins, but I'm done with it, man. I'm done with it. And that's the point. You have to have balls of steel, right? But that's also when prices are so disgustingly low that you really need to buy it. Let me go over the Becker tweet, man, real quick, because I saw him finally tweeting something about crypto instead of steroids. So let's take a look at that. The big grade 50x buy. I have very little interested in Bitcoin and top 50 cryptos. The Bitcoin price will be controlled by the S&P price when the S&P dives here soon. I agree. I do agree that I said that as well. The S&P is really it's a moonshot right now. And what we see right now, that's quite funny. This is quite concerning I've said many times, like the S&P, it goes up. At a certain point, this will come down. Like you cannot go up like this and not come down afterwards. And Bitcoin wasn't following it on the way up. But I also said, like, I do think that Bitcoin will follow it on the way down. And now what we see one little retrace in the S&P, and Bitcoin is already down as well. Now, if I look at the S&P, I feel like this is not the correction that I was waiting for yet. And I don't think that this line is going to be it neither. But somewhere, like, I don't know, it's hard to predict, but the S&P can go down really hard. And then I think Bitcoin will take a good dive as well. And that correction for crypto, for Bitcoin, has nothing to do with crypto necessarily. It doesn't always have to be bad crypto news. It's just the market and liquidity and the net liquidity. And I do think that Bitcoin will take a hit then, right? So therefore, also for the altcoin market, you see if Bitcoin goes up, the Bitcoin dominance go up, right? So altcoins get wrecked against Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin goes down on its dollar pair, you also see that the total 3 is going down on the dollar pair. So there's no way of winning for altcoins right now. My main interest is below. When Bitcoin dips, regardless of how deep it goes, we should see the final lows in alts. Yes, exactly. The alts with the most potential for a run in the next 2 years are gaming coins. Also, 100% agree. Example below. Delysium is a game with a lot of hype and quality behind it. Great marketing and narrative. In a gaming run, it will be a powerhouse. Maybe. Yeah, it's definitely having a good chance, I think. It's down 90% plus, a 50x back to all-time high, and large amounts of its seed investor coins are fully vested unlocked. This is critical for the coin to moon hard. And yes, as well, that's also what I've showed you here. If you ever buy an altcoin, just put it on this side. It's like not a lot of work. Token unlocks.app. Here you can see the unlocks. Like I showed you, I said here somewhere, like I'm at least not buying Delysium before July 2023, because that was the hard vesting of all the private investors and all of that, right? Now the hard vesting is at least over, so that's not standing in the way. So yeah, so far, if we see just 1 or 2 games pop off like Axie did with a recovering stock market, this coin and every coin like it will be pulling at least a 20 or 30x. Okay, nice, man, because I was kind of afraid that he was going to say that it was going back to all-time highs, and that's not necessarily the case because, like I said as well, Delysium had a lot of coins that were getting vested, right? Don't ever look at a price chart like, oh, it's $40. It can go back to that 1800, right? Here they had less tokens, all right? So there is more, you know, there is more supply right now. So, but yeah, it is down hard, and I think Delysium will be a good buy at a certain point for sure. More so after another Bitcoin flush, I don't see this going much lower. There's just no one selling. Thus the play. Wait for a flush in the S&P and thus Bitcoin. Buy up high quality game coins that have a good marketing and narrative. Wait 1-2 years. Exactly. This is literally the only thing I'm focused on in crypto, because I only need to hit this sector then to have an instant bull run. If I just get this one trade right with 1 or 2 million spread across it, high 8-9 figures is easy next run. If I'm wrong, it's not much of a problem. It's 1.5% of my net worth. Okay, that's good for you. But what he's basically saying here, don't invest more than you can lose, because he is investing a certain amount of money that he can miss, right? It's just 1.5%. I think 1.5% is quite low, but he has a lot of money to play with, so he don't want to go that risky, and he doesn't need to go that risky. But this game plan is exactly what I agree with. The S&P will correct. Bitcoin will correct with it, and if Bitcoin corrects, altcoins correct with it as well. Now, as we saw, altcoins already lost support on their Bitcoin pair because the Bitcoin dominance broke out. You can see that with a lot of coins, doesn't matter. ADA Bitcoin, if you put it on the weekly, you see it right here. This was basically the big support for ADA. We broke that already. whatever. There are a lot of coins out there, but for example, the one that he showed as well, right? You can look at Illuvium and be like, oh yeah, you know what? It's sitting at support. It is not sitting at support, okay? Illuvium Bitcoin is making lower lows every single time. So once Bitcoin goes down finally, then Illuvium USDT also goes down. We'll see where it ends up. That's the thing. You can indeed pull off a 20 or 30x even with this high cap, right? It's, you know, relative high cap, but maybe not from this price. That's the whole thing. It's now $40, right? Who says it's going to go to $1,200, right? That's a 30x. Maybe not. But what if it goes to $20, right? Then it only has to go to $600. That's way more realistic. Way more. Because from this point also, it's way easier to pump all the way up than from here, because here is less liquidity, right? Therefore, I said lately on this channel quite a lot, people focus too much on the exit points, right? They look at the coin and they be like, if it goes there, I make so much money. What about your entry? What about your entry point? Therefore, a lot of people think that I'm bearish on altcoins because I see the chart going lower and I want it to go lower. It's not because I'm bearish, I'm freaking bullish on good altcoins. Therefore, I want to have a good bag. And how do you get the biggest bag? For buying at the low prices, right? So, golden info, really, yeah. Let me go over a couple of comments right here. Casper is a winner. Casper, yeah, dude, okay. Let me put it like that. People asked me about Casper a couple of months ago. And I said, I'm not buying this with a $100 million market cap. Okay, now let me show you this. And we go. It has a $800 billion market cap right now, 1.3 fully diluted. So, but it was a little higher even. It did like a 10x from the moment that I said I'm not buying it. Do I regret that? No, hell no. No, I'm happy I said that. You know why? And it sounds a little weird because it made you profits, right? But why? Because 10x ago, right, when Casper was sitting, what was it? I think it was around here somewhere, right? November 2022, give or take. All right, now if we go, let's say end of 2022, right? So end of 2022, which was here, right? Here. Altcoins were sitting at the same place as where they are right now. In the meantime, they went higher, they went lower, but they are sitting at the same place right now. Overall, it's very risky here to step into altcoins because the downtrend is still there, right? So you could have lost a lot of money with altcoins. If I would have put my money into things like Casper and other projects that I felt like this is going to be great, you know, then I would have lost a lot of money with a lot of these altcoins because they still go down. They still go down. At the end of the day, they now played even, right? But you take a lot of risk as well. And then there's the exception, in this case Casper, that did really well. But the problem is you do not know what the exception is going to be. And a couple of people that called Casper, they probably say like, yeah, I know that because I don't know, it's a good project. There are a lot of good projects out there, but the price can still go down. It doesn't matter. Tesla is a good company. Tesla's a fucking good company, right? It doesn't mean that that Tesla can't go down. Tesla also, well, if you zoom out, it's only going up basically. But Tesla also went from $400 a stock to 100. It's not a bad company here. It's just not a good moment in the market, right? And it's really hard to, nearly impossible to give these calls before those moves happen, because I can give 10 of those calls that I think will do well, but 9 will go down. And the one that does go up, that's, yeah, I don't know. It's a dangerous game right now. And therefore, I'd rather miss out on one coin that does very well than put my money into coins and see my money disappear with these others, because that's overall the move that the altcoin market makes. But very much congratulations, nevertheless, on the people that did make money with it. Before 3 months, you saved me over $12,000. That's awesome, dude. That's really cool. So should we buy right now? No, that's not like watch the video again. I want to go over a couple of shorter comments, though. I really appreciate what you say right here, but otherwise it takes a little long, though. Really appreciate the positive comments lately, by the way. Pretty cool. Can you take a look at PHA and Data? I don't know them though. And yeah, if you ask me if they're here to stay, then I have to research the complete project. So that's very hard to tell, of course. If I look at the price chart of this thing, it's just doing what the rest does. So this falls under my random category of be careful with altcoins and Data. Oh, yeah, same thing. It's just following the same. So I would say wait for the altcoin bear market to be over. See if this project survived, and if it's really in accumulation phase, then check it out. But be careful. The best way to make money with altcoins is not to find a good altcoin in a bear market and FOMO in, but to find a good altcoin in a bear market and keep it on your radar, and then FOMO in. X will not make it. Richard Hart doesn't have the resources to fight the US governance. I think he does have the resources. That's the whole problem. He can just sell his stupid diamond and he can fight the whole governance. If he can just buy his way out, then he probably does that. He's too stubborn to let everything go. I will make a video about this. I saw your comment earlier. I will make a video about that. Dutch comment answer, yeah, definitely, bro. Come into our Telegram down below and let's talk about that. Let me see. This is kind of it. This is kind of it, man. Yeah. So I definitely agree with what Alex Becker says. If you watch crypto, then you should watch stocks right now. The S&P, but I think the same goes for the Nasdaq. By the way, I haven't seen that, but I think that chart looks similar. Also up, down. I think these are the ones to look at right now. This is going to decide kind of what Bitcoin does, and Bitcoin decides what altcoins do. That's just what it is. And don't follow the short-term pumps too much. It will wreck you. So guys, I hope you stay a little safe. In the meantime, if you're new to the channel, you saw this video, you feel like, hey, this is quite helpful or at least interesting, give it a subscribe and turn the bell notification on. I'm here every day. Like the video now you're at it, so it pushes me into the YouTube algorithm, so more people can watch it, so we can all make it together in the bull market. Guys, stay safe and see you soon.